Took a shot there on first down, but he couldn't reel it in.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
Line of scrimmage, again the 37 as they line up 2nd and 10. They go play action with Trubisky. It's caught. It's Miller. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. That one good for 26 and a first down. Line of scrimmage moves from one 37-yard line to the other as they come up 1st and 10. Now it's Trubisky. This is caught by Robinson. That's now a pair of explosive plays in succession, both north of 20 yards.
I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you. Go, Mike 50, Mike 50. Come on.
From the red zone now, here's Trubisky on first down. And he's got his man. That's Robinson. Touchdown Bears. Allen Robinson. His 3rd touchdown now on the year as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Point after, right down the middle. And that makes the score 7-0. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee as they'll start at the 21-yard line. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, wound up leading to a touchdown the other way. How do you approach drive number 2? In trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line.
Well, so much for setting the tone of the drive offensively. Giving up a big sack that loses that kind of yardage, not a great start.
That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down and 22 yards to go. Now Rodgers. Now look out, Rodgers lost the football.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is a quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
Instead, they go empty backfield as they'll look to throw. Going for the deep ball. And that is incomplete. I know he wants to get his team back in the game, but a 50-50 ball right there that maybe was a little questionable.
Yeah, he's pretty lucky to get that one back. I think that sometimes these quarterbacks play with a lot of confidence that borders on arrogance, and that can put your team in some Dutch.
Yeah, especially maybe want to look at some safer routes after the interception he had that ended their last drive. And when it's said and done, it's a 58-yard punt. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. They begin the drive on the ground with Cohen. And he's going to be stopped up quickly here. Just a yard up to the 39.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
And he'll be stopped right at midfield. A Chicago first down there on a gain of 11.
What's the old adage, partner? Don't judge the book by its cover, because this guy, he takes the mantra that he'll go down with a brisk gust of wind and sets it on its head. Great effort there to break a tackle and come up with a nice gain.
42, 180.
First down, a run with Cohen. Broken tackle. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 47. Now we're going to get a stoppage. Appears to be an injured Bear on the field. While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break.
Here we go, D. Here I come again. Here I come again. Here I come again.
Hey, check 24. Watch 24.
Blue. Blue. Check three. Wide. Get wide.
Now they'll throw it with Trubisky. Robinson's got it. And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line. He's already topped his receiving output from a week ago, and we're just in the first quarter, as that's a first down. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports.
Get up! 180! I'm coming after you! Motion! Let's go, Mike 50.
On first down, Trubisky.
Watch the run.
And a quick throw here, that's complete. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. A good pickup, 17 yards and a Bear first down.
17 yards. First down, Chicago.
Get up! 180! 50! Watch QB drop! Check! Mike's fit. Red, Get him!
First down, here's the run with Montgomery. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair.
Well, we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
On 2nd and 12, Trubisky. And he'll take this back all the way up past the 45-yard line.
Well, if you go by the numbers, you'll find as the temperature goes down, so does the passing efficiency. And now that we're in December, even the routine throws are going to be harder for the quarterbacks. And this one, it winds up getting picked off.
So after the INT, it's Rodgers. Looking left side, and he's got Sternberger. A gain of 6 there on first. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. Call it no gain on the dump off, and it's 3rd down. Now the old pass completion for no gain, not something you want to call up out of the playbook too often.
Yeah, most offensive coordinators don't have that on their play sheet, so they've got to go back and scramble after this one. But right now, with what they're telling receivers about making sure you take care of the ball in open field, sometimes the fighting for extra yardage doesn't come as a result. That and good tackling can lead to no yards gained. Certainly looked like they were getting ready to convert there on 3rd down, but what an effort to get his hand on that one, knock it away, and brings up a 4th down decision.
Here's J.K. Scott now as he's on to punt for Green Bay. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. Fair catch called for right around the 11-yard line. It's just a 32-yard punt with no return. And it'll be 1st and 10 Bears from deep in their own territory. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
Three yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7.
All day. I'm coming after you. Check it out. Red, kill. Hey, alert.
Throwing here, Trubisky. They'll tussle for it, and this is going to be caught.
Let's go, baby.
That one covers 24 yards. It's a 1st down. The last drive he threw the pick, but he's not shy. He's going downfield again there.
And you can't be, because if you back off after throwing an interception, your whole game plan just goes right out the window, and it makes things easier for a defense. And you and I both know there's a quarterback in this league that's any good that doesn't throw an interception occasionally, and they usually bounce back in a big way. I've seen guys throw 5 and still find a way to win the game in the end.
I'm here all day.
They'll throw on first down with Trubisky. Completes it to Miller. A Chicago first down there on a gain of 11.
But it appears that they read man defense and went to the out route, and what you have to do on that one is the receiver's got to make sure he works the defender towards the middle of the field to give himself space to cut to the outside and have that ball delivered with good timing, and they got it done.
Check hot route. Hot.
On first down, Montgomery. Broke through some contact, but unable to reach the 40. Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards, and it's 2nd and 2.
Brings up 2nd and 2 at the Packers' 41-yard line.
8 yards the tally on that first down run. Here's 2nd and 2.
Hey, let's get this. Check. Hey, alert. Check.
On second down, Montgomery. And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. 2 yards, good enough for a first.
Not too many more ideal situations at 2nd and 2 in order to try and pick up a first down. They ran it and picked it up.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Now Trubisky going to give this to Montgomery. And he only manages a couple here down to about the 38-yard line.
Absolutely nowhere.
Well, he hasn't made much of an impact in the running game thus far, and after that last run, not much is going to change in that area.
He hasn't been able to get anything going, and really the offensive line not helping him much.
Go.
Play action. Now Trubisky. Gonna let one fly for Robinson. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, but they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's 3rd down. 7th play of the drive forthcoming on 3rd and 8.
Mike's 50.
From the shotgun is Trubisky. And he can't hang on to it. Nearly picked. He's known for his hands defensively, but instead it just brings up 4th down. And that one's not going to get there. Not enough juice, an ambitious effort, but it's well short. And this score will stay right where it is. A 55-yard attempt, normally you'd say well within his range. Little surprised he came up short.
And he knew it immediately, didn't he? They are so calibrated, aren't they? They can tell the touch, the feel. When they put the foot to the ball, whether it's going to be good or not, he knew immediately he didn't have that one.
They'll start the drive with a carry by Jones. 1:57 to go in this first half on EA Sports.
That ain't working. That cute stuff ain't working.
And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. From just shy of midfield, Rodgers. He'll take a shot for the end zone. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Eddie Jackson picks it. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Partner, when you're playing cover 2, this is like a tag team for the safeties. Each of them gets a half-field responsibility. Their job, stay as deep as the deepest receiver in any zone, read the football, and go make a play. In this case, the free safety made the best play, an interception.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. Last time out, they had that long 50-plus yard field goal that they missed.
And I'm sure on their sideline they're thinking to themselves, okay, do we still want to try one if we're in that position again? And I would dare say that the answer would be yes. They're going to have a lot of confidence in their kicker. But just to be on the safe side, I'm sure they told their offensive guys, can we get a little bit closer this time?
Closer.
Yeah, you know, I'd rather get in the end zone first and foremost. But if all else fails, less of a field goal attempt for him.
Now Trubisky back into his end zone. And nearly picked off. Surprising to see a defender of his caliber let it get away. But it does get away and it's 2nd down.
It's now 2nd and 10.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10.
Run. Check nickel. Alert. Check 20. Red, tough. Motion. Hey, Charlie. Go, Mike 42. Here we go. Mike 42.
Back to throw now in his own end zone. He completes this into the hands of Miller.
Let's go.
The Chicago first down there on a gain of 11.
Alert. Mike 42.
Looking to throw Trubisky on first down. Now that'll be tipped and intercepted. Picked off by Darnell Savage. And into the end zone. It's a pick six and a Packer touchdown. Ah, yes, the old tip drill works to perfection there.
You're bringing back great memories. Used to love that drill. And a lot of times in practice, you work on it, not just one tip, but multiple tips, just in case the ball stays in the air for a while, to have an awareness and the ability to go up and grab it, and then you want to get some blocking support and end up in the opposite end zone.
In that tip drill, what do you yell?
For us, it was Oski. Okay, Oski was an interception.
For different teams.
Different teams have different ways of doing it. I've heard bingo, jackpot. The worst I ever heard, though, was Frankenstein. You don't want it to be a three-syllable word.
Yeah.
You want to get it right down and go. Oski is really the preferred word.
Oski. Back to the air, Trubisky after the pick six. And he finds Montgomery complete. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Looking left sideline, it's complete. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play in this first half. Trubisky now 10 of 16 throwing the football. It's 1st and 10.
Check. 42's the mic. Hey, tighten down. There you go. 42's the mic, boys. 42. 42. Red, tough. Come on, baby. Come on, let's go. Mike 42. You go.
From the gun, it's Trubisky. He's got the first down and more inside the 40. And he's able to get this to the 40-yard line before he's out of bounds. A gain there of 12 yards and a first down for the Bears.
I got you. Sponge. Red, tough. No. SOS. Check 3. Alert.
They'll run on first down. It's Montgomery. And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. Now the Bears going to use the second of their timeouts as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in the first half of play.
180. 42. I got him.
On 2nd and 12, Trubisky nowhere to escape, and he goes down. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in this first half. After that sack we just saw, Trubisky and the Bears deal with a 3rd and long.
Orbit. Six guard. Check 6 guard. Alert. Hey, ball.
Now Trubisky on 3rd and long. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. This secondary has been roasted in this first half, but they get a measure of revenge there. Nice play on the deep ball.
Yeah, they're going to need a few more plays like that in order to get their confidence fully back, but that's one step in the proper direction.
All day, baby. Let's go.
About set to get this drive started. The Green Bay offense at the line. Time here for likely a couple plays if they want it, but with the field position what it is, maybe better suited to just sit on this one?
I'm with you totally. I would sit on it and get into the locker room and start over. But if they do decide to try and make a play, we know what the basics are. You run draw, you run screen. I would maybe run a little swing pass and try and get my lineman out in space and see if they can chop a hole into the secondary and see if he can run a little bit.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. And how about this right out of the locker room? An onside kick attempt. Set and ready to go for the second half. 1 touchdown apiece, 7-7 our score. A tie game. I don't think anybody in this building, including you or I, was expecting that.
No, I would agree with that totally. I didn't expect to see it at all, but I kind of like where they were going with this. You know, as you said, tie game, trying to steal a possession, steal an advantage, and you told your defense at the half you were going to do it, which also told them that you had confidence in them in case it failed, as that one just did.
And now you've given good field position here to start the third quarter.
You don't want that. You don't want that.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6.
Watch the curl, watch the curl, watch the curl.
Here's Trubisky. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Rashawn Gary able to record his 5th sack of the season.
We are seeing 2 really confident defenses imposing their will on these offenses in this game.
Yeah, absolutely, going toe for toe. Just curious if one of these offenses can wake up a little bit.
Is there any way they can find something that can pop, something big to knock them back on their heels?
Gonna let one fly for Robinson. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off by the former Bear, Adrian Amos. And he brings it back to right around the 26-yard line. Well, that's 3 picks he's now thrown in this game.
And I know this, the holiday season, because here we are in December.
Giving.
Right, it is the season of giving. Maybe for his own sake after the game, he may have to announce that he's donating certain amounts to charity for each interception that he threw.
Rodgers will bring the pack up with a 1st and 10 at their own 26.
Out. Protein spill.
They'll try and get the running game going with Jones. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. Call that a loss of 5 yards on the play. And it'll be a 2nd and long.
That's trash. Check.
They'll go again to Jones. And he's going to lose yardage here. Back to his own 18. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher 3rd down looming.
So statistically, both of these offenses having a rough time getting a running game going. But, boy, what a nice play there defensively.
Tackling him behind the line, but you're right. You look at the numbers. Neither side looks on track in the ground game.
Here we go, D. Get off
Throwing
the field.
is Rodgers. He's going to let this one go. And Rodgers intercepted a 3rd time. Eddie Jackson picks it, and he'll get this back to the 32-yard line.
They should have known.
Gosh, you add up last week and this week now, that's 9 interceptions in this 2-game stretch, and we're not done here.
It's almost as if they can't even believe their eyes. Or maybe, partner, is the confidence level in him so high that they believe he'll get out of it and make plays for them to win a game.
Well, they've said they believe in it. That's being tested right here. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. It's a pickup of 10 and a Bears 1st down.
Partner, if you want more carries, I think we saw how you get them. Showed that he's got the fresh legs, and he picked up the 1st down on that run. Don't just ask for them. Show them that you're supposed to get the football.
180. Hey, watch it.
Back to the ground, this time Montgomery. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. That'll set him back with a loss of 3 on the play. And that'll make this a 2nd and 13.
180. You don't know no better. Tight into the right. Alert. 4 down. Mike 50. Switch up. Alert. Watch twist. Watch the shift. Hey, watch the shift.
They snap it at 1. Now it's Trubisky.
Check nine.
Quick hitter here. It's complete. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. 14 yards into Chicago, first down.
Ain't no such thing as a loss. We taking wins home.
18.
Going to give this time to the tailback. And he is in. Touchdown, Chicago. A great effort there. His second touchdown on the season. And the Bears have taken the lead. Point after, up and good. And that makes the score 14-7. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he probably should have stayed in the end zone as he'll muster a return up to only the 14-yard line.
Well, conventional football 101, tells us if you don't get it back to the 20-yard line on a kickoff return, that's a disappointment. But some of these special teams coaches, with approval by the head coach, they give them full authority to go ahead and bring it out and try to be aggressive. Almost what we call the green light, red light theory. Green light means go, red light means stop. Looks like he had green on that play.
And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 15. In on the stop, the former Georgia Bulldog, Roquan Smith. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run.
He's crazy.
Again, it's Jones. And a short gain across the 15 to the 17-yard line.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game.
You think you gonna get this?
Here's Rodgers. Well, the two men come together, and it's incomplete. Excellent work defensively, brings up 4th down.
Well, we're into the second half now, and this is an offense that continues.
And they're going to fake it from deep in their own territory. And this is incomplete. A huge gamble, and it does not pay off. It's such a risky play there to fake it. You're either the hero or the GOAT. Here they're going to be the GOAT.
Unfortunate, too, because you know they thought they had something there. They don't call it just a call. They don't just say, oh, what the heck, let's go ahead and fake it.
And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And he takes this one in for a Bears touchdown. A great play there. His second touchdown of the afternoon as the Bears push further out in front. The extra point up and good. And it's now 21-7. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll probably wish he'd reconsidered here. It will cost him 10 yards as he's down at the 15.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
Rodgers will break the huddle and bring the pack up 1st and 10 at their own 15.
Under 10, 10.
Now it's Rodgers. Making the catch is Sternberger. And they'll bring him down here right around the 17-yard line. Just a yard on the catch there. It'll be 2nd and 9. They only got a yard out of that last completion, and that makes this 2nd and 9. Now Rodgers. And the catch made here by Marquise Lee. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains. Rodgers now just 7 of 16 passing thus far, but he's got a 1st and 10.
Kill. Hey, turn it up.
Hey, black.
To throw is Rodgers. He'll get this complete to the Notre Dame man, Equinemius St. Brown. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion.
Nothing fancy on first down, but a very consistent type of a play. Hit that slant. A lot of people call it an extension of the running game, and it can be if that pass is completed, because you hit a guy on the run like that, you often can go for big yardage.
Sets him up nicely for 2nd down, staying ahead of schedule. That one, a gain of 20 and a 1st down. Fifth catch of the game for him there.
Yeah, and the tight end position is now becoming a volume pass catcher. Used to be occasional, right? Safety valve. Throw one to him every so often, but mainly they want him out there to block. Nowadays, an integral part of the passing game, and they create such great mismatches that they often become the leading receiver.
And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. Trying to get one more in here before the quarter breaks.
Yo, 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 yo. Yo!
On 2nd and 12, Rodgers. That'll be caught by St. Brown. And he'll go down, and that will do it for the third quarter of action. Back now at Lambeau. It's the Packers who have the football, but in need of points as we begin quarter number 4. The Packers on third down. They're struggling. 0 for 6 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. Rodgers now to throw. And down he goes. They sack him back right around the 41-yard line. Khalil Mack in there for the sack, and that is now 21 for him on the year. Wow, what a season. All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it.
Go to 50. Hey, you block over here. 58, right over there, right over there. Yeah, yeah. Mike, 58, right there.
Rodgers going to go on 4th down. He'll get this one to the Golden Domer, St. Brown. And now this is going to depend on the spot. And they say he's just short. So they really needed points here in a 2-score game. Could not come away with anything there on 4th.
And while we know they're a little bit discouraged here, they can't check out of this game. You and I have called a good number of games over the course of our career where we've seen these types of situations. Teams get the ball back, and that miracle does occur. So they can't let that dream go just yet. They have to get stout on defense here.
Yeah, right now really hoping for a turnover. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10.
Get ready, get ready, get ready.
Out of the gun, Trubisky. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Preston Smith make that now 8 sacks for him on the season.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Hey, 18.
Here's Trubisky to throw. And he's going to go down again. Rashawn Gary in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year.
Brandon, what I remember most about playing with guys who knew how to rush the passer, they would just tell you, just cover people for me just long enough for me to get there, and that's exactly what happened on that play.
And where did this one go out? Now they'll start with good field position, 45-yard line.
No. 258. All day, defense, all day.
On the delay, Jones. And able to push forward for right around 3 yards down to the 42. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7.
That's right, baby. They don't want it.
To throw, it's Rodgers. Drops it to Jones in the flat. It'll be a gain of 4, and they're going to face a 3rd down. The Packers on 3rd down, as bad as you can be. 0 for 7 thus far. This time it's 3rd and 3. He's got the tight end, Sternberger. And he picks up the first before he's taken down at the 29. That'll give him 60 yards receiving now as he's got a 1st down. Rodgers now on 1st down. And nowhere to fit that football in. It's knocked away and incomplete. It was Roquan Smith who got his big hand in there to knock it away. Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 29. Rodgers with a give. It's Aaron Jones. Might have gotten this one down to the 28, and that's all. Another carry, same story. Fourth quarter, and he is in red numbers right now with a running game.
Hard to believe because you figure at some point you break off a run. But in this case, what we're seeing is just pure domination by the defense. I think it started with the scouting report. They got into what they were doing offensively, into their mindset, and now they're beating them to the punch on every snap.
Now a third down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. And his pass is intercepted for the fourth time today. Picked off at the 20, and they have the football and will take over at the 24-yard line.
Partner, we always talk about possessions being at a premium in these games, and now in this situation, throwing an interception here when you have to claw your way back in, that one's going to hurt, and in a big way.
They'll start on the ground with Montgomery. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. It's a loss of 5 there, bringing up second. Clock continuing to run. They'll probably wind this all the way before snapping it on second down.
Hey, ball. Bravo. Mike's 50.
Hey, let's get that ball, D. Let's get that ball right here.
Now Trubisky. Over the middle, it's complete. They'll wind up getting 10 back there as it'll leave them with a 3rd and 5.
Another nice pickup through the air, and I think a lot of people might expect them to run the ball in this situation, Brandon, but with this lead, they're electing to throw the football. Swings, slants, quick outs, things that they consider safe.
You got to get that. Alert. 5. Mike 50. Let's go.
From the gun on 3rd down, it's Trubisky. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Picked off by the former Bear, Adrian Amos. And what a return as he brings this one all the way back to the 25-yard line. Just a little bit of a rough stretch. 6 interceptions now in these last 2 weeks combined.
I know the easy thing is to go back to mechanics, footwork, things of that nature.
And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off by Kyle Fuller. There he goes left side. 20, 10, and they will score a pick 6 for a Bears touchdown. Still an important piece of business to take care of, the extra point. He knocks it through. It's 28-7. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take it? And my goodness, another interception. Eddie Jackson picks it, and they are going to set up shop at the 40-yard line. And that gives him now 3 interceptions in the game.
Well, someone's locked into what they're trying to get done in the passing game. When was the last time we had someone get 3 in a contest?
2011, wasn't it? Kurt Coleman?
Oh, yeah, that's
then
right.
With the Eagles?
That's right. Then with the Eagles, and I believe it was against Washington and Rex Grossman.
That's correct.
Pick it up, guys. Pick it up.
On first down, it's Montgomery. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Now a handoff looking right. And another mistake here defensively as a flag is down on the tackle, and that's going to tack on 15 more. So the face mask, quite a blessing there as they'll start out of harm's way with a 1st and 10.
Hey, we got 3 down, 3 down.
And he'll give it here to his running back. Kenny Clark, the big D tackle there to make the stop.
If you're looking for glory, looking to get your name in the headlines, you do not want to play nose tackle. But how about what we just saw there? The ability to hold people up, take on extra blocks, and actually slip them and make a tackle on that play. That's big time.
Let's go, Mike 50. Mike 50. You don't want none, baby. You don't want none. Hey. Alert, alert. Alert, alert. You don't want it.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And he'll take this inside the 20 and down to the 18. Just a couple on the ground there, and that's going to bring up 3rd and about 6.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends because they can take their toll on a defense, and they can add up as the game goes along. You control the clock, you control the ball, and that way you often control the game.
Check Mike, check Mike.
And to give this time to the tailback. And they go the wrong way here. Knocked back to the 20. So this one in the win column for the Chicago Bears. And they were buoyed, Charles, by a big second half to put this one on ice.
And I know a lot of people watching this one were thinking to themselves, I bet halftime was really interesting. Probably took the paint off the walls with some of the words that were said. But I get the sense that it was much more of the adjustments they made. They came in with a game plan that we saw that didn't work in the first half. They made the adjustments necessary, went away from that, and then they got it together, got a spark, and then took off. It's really nice to watch in the second half.
So for Chicago, they get back to 500 now as the win moves them to 7-7. And they'll get another road test next week as they head to Cleveland to take on the Browns. Meanwhile, for Green Bay, they drop their 10th game now to fall to 4-10. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Certainly have to thank Charles Davis, my broadcast partner, and our entire crew. We'll catch you next time right here. It's the NFL on EA Sports.